everyone, this is Chris. Thank you for joining me. So in today's video, I would like to show you how to make these beautiful little pumpkins. This can be a decoration, of course, for Halloween, but not only. You can also use these mini pumpkins for decorations for this autumn. I think it's going to be super cute. I made them funny and smiling, but if you want to make them angry and spooky, you can also do that. And I'm going to show you how easy it is. So what you will need for this tutorial, and you can also make them stand up if you wish. I just put some hot glue on the bottom of them, so it's easily, you can't really say that they're standing up. So, and I did some little paws on this one because I think it's so cute. Look at that little pom-pom in the end. Aren't they cute? And you can decorate them as much as or as little as you wish and adapt the colors also to your taste. So what you will need for this are some fall decorations. These are just plastic. They're very lightweight, and it's a good thing because we're going to have to cut some of these pieces here that have a weird look to them. Another one like this one. Any kind of decoration for fall, you could do this with an apple or a false apple. That will do the trick too. You will need some felt. I used the color orange, green, and browns for this one. I used yellow because this one was a try, but I prefer using brown, oranges, and greens for fall. I've also used a little bit of twine for the pom-pom, but again, you can use anything else. You could use also some tulle if you wanted to in the same colors. You will need a hot glue gun. It's going to be very useful because it dries and glues very quickly. And I've also used some dies, so I'm going to show you the one that I used here. You can find these for very cheap on Amazon or AliExpress. They come in a set of, I think, 8 dies, and I just used these because I wanted the smallest one. And actually, I'm going to use more or less these two, the smallest 2 ones. So, because I think it's, you can also use your scissors if you want to cut leaves, but I thought that these leaves are really cute. The way they are. Just notice that felt when you die cut it. You can die cut it very easily with your dies, but it's very fragile, so be aware of that. Don't pull on them because you might rip them apart. But as long as you are careful, you're going to glue them down and they're going to be just perfect. And also it's kind of embossed. I hope that you're going to be able to see it, and it's really, really nice. I made a few of these and they work just fine on, you know, just normal craft foam, and they're just great. I just need to make sure to do at least 2 or 3 passes with my Big Shot to make sure it's cut very well, and don't pull on it because it might rip apart. So I'm going to use a few of these, not many because my pumpkins are really small and I need to put a bit more light. There we go. So now I'm going to show you how you start doing these little hats because it's very simple, but you need to see how to do it. So first what I did, I wanted to make sure that my hat was big enough. So I did some tries first, some tests, and I used just plain copy paper for this, and I made few triangles to see what I should cut later on into my felt. I didn't want to make it too big or too small. So I just practiced with some paper, and once you're happy with it, you just need to cut a piece of triangle like this one. So for this pumpkin, I have decided to cut it in green. And before gluing it together, I used my twine here, and I just made like a normal pom-pom. I went a few times around my fingers like this, and I'm sure you know how to make pom-poms. Very easy. And I love this color because it's really autumn colors, and the thread changes throughout your, how could I say? It's not always the same color. It's just one thread that changes color, which I think it's kind of nice. Okay, so I'm going to make it shorter because my pom-poms here tend to be a bit too long. So I'm going to put it this way. And I'm not being perfect here because you're not going to be able to see it because there's one part that is going to be glued inside the hat. So I'm just trying to find out the middle here. So it's going to be a bit more fluffy. And just to make sure, I'm making 2 knots here. right. So right now I'm not going to cut anything because there's one side here that I'm going to cut in half, not cut but fold in half like this. And I'm going to glue it down to one of my ends here, the neatest one. And this one, before gluing it down, I'm even going to cut a little bit of this part here. I don't like when it's too pointy. You'll understand what I mean in just a second. So now I'm going to use my hot glue, put a dab of glue here, and then put my thread just in there. So this time it's going to be a very short pom-pom, but it's going to have a different look. And I'm not giving you any size for your felt because it really depends on the size of your pumpkin. For example, here I've got 2 different pumpkins. You could make these much bigger if you wanted to. I just found these in my local craft store. So I can't give you any size. It depends on how big you want it and for what kind of pumpkin you're going to use it on. So now that this is it, and I'll take care of it, I'll cut the ends later. What I'm going to do now is fold my hat here. So I'm just kind of folding it down just a little bit to kind of putting it in shape. It's going to help me. And I'm going to try to make this a little tighter. That's good. So first I'm going to put some glue here. Don't put too much because it might seep on the sides. And I'm pressing down and holding it like this for a few seconds. I just want to make sure that my glue is really seeping into my felt. Be careful of your fingers because, especially for this one, it's a very old one that I have found in my my craft room, and I really wanted to use it up since I just moved into another country and I haven't found everything yet. It's taking such a long time. I think it's good. So this is going to be the back of my pumpkin, the back of my head, of course. Now I'm going to trim the excess away like this. It's not perfect, but it's not a big problem because you can make it fall a little bit on the back of it if you wanted to, like this. If you don't like it, you can shorten it a little bit more. And make it more make it nicer. You can leave this on because if your head is big enough, it's not going to be an issue. And then either you leave the hat like this, or you can make it go on the side like this. I'm going to make it go the right way. And before doing this, actually, I'm going to take care of this part now because I think it's completely dry. So what I'm going to do is take another piece of my my twine here, and I'm going to make it look nice a little bit more because it's not completely great at this point. So I'm just go around this few times and going up, because I really want this to be nice. And this is why I have cut the end of it, because otherwise it's going to be pointy, and if you put glue there you won't be able to cut it afterwards. That's why I did it before. And I might try to cut it even more if I can. Yeah, just a little bit more. I think it looks nicer this way. And when I'm happy with my twine here, I'm just going to again tie a knot on the back. All right. Okay, that's good. Really tight. And I'm going to make another one to secure it, and I'm going to trim it off very close to the edge. There you go. And now I can trim the rest of my pom-pom here. And there you go. quite fluffy and there's a lot of it. You can make it longer like this one. And where's my yellow one? The yellow I think was even longer. Yeah. So it's going to have different looks depending on how big you're going to make it. That's totally up to you. And again, you could have used some twine as well. There you go. Okay, so now that I'm happy with this, don't forget to put the seam here on the back of your hat, taking the glue strings away. And I think I'm going to like it this way. This side of the pumpkin is nice. And what I'm going to do, because it's not going to stay in place, it wants to go back all the time, I'm just going to put a little dab of glue. Let me do it this way again. Yeah, I'm just going to put a little dab of glue in this position here, just to make sure that my hat is going to stay in place. Let me see if I'm at the right place. This is a bit too on the side. I've got my seam going here, so I'm going to make sure that that's the right way, the right position, and yes, I think that now I like it. A bit more pointy. Yeah, that's fine. So now that I'm happy with it, just going to put a dab of glue in here and close it. And I'm going to put my finger inside just to make sure that my two pieces here are in contact, and wait for a few seconds. And again, this part you can make it wider if you like it, if you really want to have your pumpkin really well covered, which I think is kind of even cuter. And now, I forgot to tell you, but you should need a alcohol marker because we're going to make the face. And I want to have a smiley, funny face, nothing too aggressive. Because Halloween only lasts one day, but I want to have this decoration standing on my table center for more than just one day. So I'm making very, randomized. You could use googly eyes for this as well. And I'm going to make a big smile like this. Am I close enough? Let me see. Yeah. Okay, this one is brown, but you could obviously, is black, but you could obviously use some brown, which I had used before, but you're not going to see it as much. And I'm going to do something like this. There you go. I think he's darn cute. I'm not going to do anything more to his eyes. Just leave it as is. And now that I'm happy with this, what I'm going to do is just glue my head on. So again, a little bit of hot glue. You really don't need a lot. And there I go. Oops. And I think he's just absolutely cute. I like when it goes down very well. And now you just need to decorate it. So it's really easy and it's done in minutes. You could also do this. It could be a project for the holidays with your children or for weekends. And I'm just putting a little dab of glue here. And I'm putting my leaf just on top there. Oh my goodness, I have glue strings everywhere. And I could call it good. I could probably put maybe another small one. Yeah, or here. Yeah, maybe another one. I want to use another one. And I'm mainly concentrating on the front of my pumpkin. And what you can do, you don't have to, but what you can do is use the big leaves to do some paws if you wanted to. I don't think this one needs it, but I'm going to show you just what it could look like if you give him paws. Let me see. Ooh, glue strings. So yeah, you could give him some paws like this. You can also make bigger leaves if you want to put this into a table center and to make it more artificial, or cut these into paper as well, mix and match. I think this one, I'm going to leave it plain, but this one with the feet, I think it's really cute. I think I like this one best. So I'm going to show you this. I used another pumpkin, which is slightly different. You can see the shape is completely different. But this part here, I'm going to cut it off because it's not that easy to put the hat on. So because it's really lightweight, I'm not going to have any issues cutting these. Let me see. And I'm going to use other scissors because these are my fabric scissors and I want to keep them for fabric. So I'm just going to cut it this way. And I'm even going to cut it, if I want this to be the front part, my face, I'm going to cut it even on an edge like this. And it's like spongy, like, yeah, like foam in the middle. So I'm going to color it good and nobody's going to see this piece anyway. So now I'm going to take another piece. Am I going to use this color or am I going to use brown? Oh no, I'm going to use orange. So because it's a very small one, I know that I'm just going to need a very small piece, a very small triangle. And I'm rounding a little bit one of the edge here. So yeah, I'm going to do it this way. And I'm just eyeballing it. That's the way I like to do things usually. And this time I'm going to use a little bit of tulle. Again, I don't really know how much. Just going to see what I'm going to do with this and cut this piece again. Because it's going to be too wide anyway. You stay there. Yeah, I'm going to cut this one in half. And I'm going to cut it, fold it, and cut it again in half. And I'm going to put all my pieces this way. Maybe it's too small. No, it's a little hat, so that's going to be fine. But to make sure it's going to stick and stay like this, I'm just going to put... Oh, sorry. My dog is barking. There must be somebody at the door. Sorry about this. It was a nurse for my grandmother, actually. So, I was saying, in order to make all these pieces stick together, I need to put a little bit of glue here. Just a tiny bit. I don't need much to make them stay together. Otherwise, because it's very slippery, they're gonna go away. Just one more, and that's gonna be fine. Okay, and I'm working on a baking sheet here because nothing sticks to it. My glue, if it seeps through like it did here, it's not gonna stick to my paper on the back of it. So now I'm just going to fold it like this. Did you see how I did that? I just went from the middle very randomly like this. And I'm going to stick this part here. And again, I'm going to cut this triangle there. A dab of glue. I'm going to put it here, and I don't want to put my fingers in the hot glue. Even though I know my fingers are kind of used to be burned, but still wanted to avoid that. Okay, that's good enough. Now I'm going to fold it. I'm going to do exactly the same thing that I did before. But when I pre-do this, it's really helping me. And I'm going to put a dab of glue on this part here first. And make it tight. And again, keep your fingers on it for a few seconds. All right, and now I'm gonna put the rest of my glue here to close completely my little hat. It is so easy to do, and again, your children could help you choosing the colors, depending on the age, even cutting some triangles, because it's really not complicated. I'm going to cut this part here, and I'm going to use the same thread that I used before. And I like to work directly on the spool so I don't waste as much. And these colors are just beautiful. All right, I'm going to make a knot on the back of it. I'm going to make 2 again. No, that's not the back. The back is here. All right, and another one. Okay, that's good. And if you really want to secure it, you could put a little bit of glue, but I'm not too worried about this. I think it finishes it really nicely, and I like this little piece as well. I think it's kind of funny. And now I'm going to put it on my, this is not well cut. I need to just cut a little bit here. I think I like it this way. Maybe a little higher, like this. I think it's going to be even cuter like this. When it goes down like this, that's how I like it. So I am going to put right away just glue on this side here. Not all over the place, just there. Because that's really the shape. I think it's even cuter what it looks like this. Okay, and again, I might just keep it like this a tiny bit to make it a little different, like not the same as the other one. I think it's going to be good enough. And again, I'm going to use my alcohol marker, and which side I said, I think it's going to be, this is going to be the front. And I'm going to give him different eyes. And I think the closest the eyes are, the cutest it looks. And maybe this one a tiny mouth. Just a tiny mouth. And I'm using alcohol markers because in case you make a mistake, it's easier to take away. Look at that. Isn't he cute? I think it's really cute. And now, again, a little bit of decorations. So I'm going to use the smallest leaves I have. And one here. One probably on the side. And another one here as well. And maybe on the other side there too. No, that's the same color. This one is a bit too big. But hey, why not? Why not? And now it's my phone ringing. So, you know what? It's gonna ring and I will answer it later. But there you go. I think it's really cute. It needs another one. So I might put another piece. Just, I'm gonna use, I don't have any more browns. I might use this bigger one on the back. Yeah, that'll be fine. There you go. There are some days it's really hard to make videos. I was supposed to make 4 yesterday, and I did make none actually because there was also always something happening, but you know, that's life. So I just keep calm and wait for the best moment. And now on this one, I am going to put some feet on, and I'm going to use maybe these leaves for a change. Let me get rid of all these glue strings. They kind of get me nervous, but there's no other way. even if you change brand, you still have all these glue strings. Anyway, so I'm going to put it like this, and like that. I think it's going to be just fine. So and there's a little something here, and I'm going to take it away because otherwise my little pumpkin is not going to be stable. I'm going to be generous on the glue here. And just pressing a few seconds there. It's also, yeah, going to make it more stable, and I will always be able to put more glue to make sure that it's going to stand up. Because the first part of the glue that I did was only fixing the little feet, and then I will put more like I did here to really stabilize my little pumpkin. So if I want to put it up like this, it's going to stand by itself. Can you see that? So that's what I'm going to do later on. But there you go. How cute is this one? And I took it off a little bit too soon. But look at that. I mean, they're really cute. And I've used here some tulle. So you can really use the materials you have. This one is, again, different. So have fun with this. Do your Halloween. It's very cheap, and you can use these over and over again. And you're fed up with it, you can always take all your markers away with just a little bit of rubbing alcohol, and that'll make the trick. So I hope you really like this video. Please, if it's the case, give me some thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and also share on social medias. Thank you very much. See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.